Now, as you know, I am an Ever-Hebraic historian. It wouldn't be complete. This expose wouldn't be complete without showing you the Hebraic connection. Now, somebody might say, well, the Evers are trying to, or Seiram is trying to be like the Jews. That is not true. The actual fact is that the Evers have a long tradition of being descendants of the original biblical Israelites and not related to the Jewish religious organization, which has formed a nation and has a nation today in the Middle East. Okay, so no relation there. However, there were 12 sons. There were 12 sons of Jacob, who you know as Jacob. In Ebegbe would be Jacob. And these offsprings of these sons scattered all throughout the world. We have to understand that before these scriptures were made into a religious tool, they were first historical documents that also contained cultural practices and the spirituality of a people. There have been archaeological finds that relate to them. The Menester stele mentions the Israelites. So it's not a mythical people. This is an actual people who did exist, and their offsprings are actually still existing today. So on the cultural aspect of it, there is a connection between the cloth and the coat of many colors of the biblical character who is known as Joseph. All right. So we know that Alada was an Ever kingdom on the former slave coast of West Africa. Now, I also shared that Alada was well known for its production of cotton textile, notably the Kente cloth, which is now called the Kente cloth. We also call it Evedo. We also call it Agbamevo. We also call it Kete. Okay. Alada can be traced to a grandson of Judah, Judah being a son of Jacob. And this grandson of Judah was called Lada. In modern Hebrew pronunciation, that's how the name is called. The name is pronounced. So according to the biblical historical account, Lada or Alada was the father of the families who made fine cloth. And this can be found in 1 Chronicles chapter 4, verse 21. It says, the sons of Shelah, the son of Judah, were the father of Lekah, and Lada, the father of Marishah, and the families of the house of them that wrought fine linen. When they say linen, they're just talking about cloth. It's not necessarily the linen material. It's just talking about people who made cloth. And of the house of Ashbia. Now, Ashbia is also a significant name because Ashbia can be found in Ebeland, and it is properly pronounced Ashigbe. Ashigbe is also a house in Ebeland that is well known for weaving. They're master weavers, the Ashigbe people. So in the same family, we see Ashigbe, we see Lada. Now, Ashigbe can be found in Agbozume and Keta in Eveland, and they still weave till today. They continue the tradition because, like I mentioned, the tradition is passed down from father to son. All right. So in Genesis 36 and 37, we are also told that ancestor, whom you know as Jacob, we would say Jacob, gave his second to last born, Yasefu, whom you know as Joseph, a cloak of many colors, which he had woven. Right? That is what it says. Now, we need to consider these writings as historical accounts, not just there is nothing spiritual about the story of Joseph right now. In this context, it's just telling you that he wove the cloth. This is not a spiritual account. This is a historical writing. Okay. So he made the cloth, he wove it himself for his second to last born. Just a minute. Okay. We also learned that Joseph's brothers became enraged and conspired to eliminate him, right? So because of the cloth and other things. If the cloth that their father had given to Joseph had been any other cloth, it would have been a non-issue. But because this Hebrew cloth of many colors was none other than the Kente cloth, or also known as Kete or Vedo,